So these videos will make you question everything. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Let's check it out.
Did 27 years in prison. Been out 8 years. Let me tell y'all about the time the judge sentenced me, 25 years. Okay, I'm 15 years old, and they take me to the detention center. They try me in as an adult, then they take me to the county jail. Okay, I'm sitting in the county jail for about a good year. Don't see no kind of public defender. Don't see no kind of judge or nobody. I'm just sitting there a whole year. I went to...
Can you imagine being 15 years old? 15 years old. 20. Come on, man. Goodness.
The county jail. Okay, I'm sitting in the county jail for about a good year. Don't see no kind of public defender. Don't see no kind of judge or nobody. I'm just sitting there a whole year. I went to court just one time, and that was for them to try me as an adult. Then they sit me in the county jail. I'm sitting there, no public defender coming to see me. I don't even know what I'm facing. I don't even know what they charging me with. I don't know nothing. So anyway, year later, they take me to court. Public defender come, I see him in the court. This is my first time seeing him. He comes over and he whispers to me, you need to take the plea bargain because they trying to give you 40 years of life. Okay, Bim, this is my first time seeing him. I don't even understand what's going on. I'm young. You know, I don't have guidance. I don't have support. I don't have nobody standing by me. No family or nothing. You know what I'm saying? My mom died when I was 3. So I'm just a little girl now. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Now, you don't have to feel sorry for me because I made my bed hard, so I had to lay in it. I was out there robbing. I was out there stealing cars. I was out there hanging out with the little thugged out little boys and, you know, just doing my thing, thinking I'm a little boy, lost identity, didn't know, you know, thinking I'm one of them and, you know, just living my life as a stone cold little dominant female. Anyway, he comes to me, he was like, yeah, you need to take the plea bargain. That's the best bet for you. So I'm like, okay, Bim, I don't want 40 years of life. So let me go ahead and jump on the plea bargain. So I jump on the plea bargain. Okay, now the day I'm standing up in a courthouse, they going through everything, they reading the charges. I'm looking crazy like, man, shoot, man, y'all, they reading all stuff I ain't even did, man. I'm like, oh, man, what the world, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, the judge, you know, he asked me how I plead. So the public defender say, plead no guilty. He say, plead no contest. So anyway, I'm listening to him because I think he know better. So I was like, no contest. So he look around, he was like, she having the family, he'll wait a family. Okay, at the time I was staying with my aunt, you know. Some of you guys already know me and you know my story. So this is my second account. And I had to make a second account because my first account is glitching because of my Android phone. This is my iPhone. So the videos, I can post them better. There's nothing wrong with the first account. This is just my second account. So just follow both accounts. I'm going to be equally showing love to both accounts. So anyway, my mom died when I was 3. I was in the house with my aunt. My aunt had her own life going on. She had living her little fast life, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't have the guidance. I didn't have support. So I'm standing there in front of the judge. No mom, no dad, no aunt, nobody standing there with me. And the judge looking like, who's here to support her? So, you know, anyway, they asked me what I had to say. You know, I didn't know what to say.
Normally judges they try to dig into, or let me say the ones I've seen, you know what I mean? I haven't been before a lot of judges or different things like that, but just seeing on different videos, normally when they say stuff like that, they're trying to figure out, like, why is this person, this child, behaving or moving? Does she have any family? Is there anybody here to speak up on her behalf? Does she have any support system? Where is that at? You know what I'm saying? And when you dealing with a public defender, they're not gonna say, well, you know, speak up on her behalf and try to tell her story or why this may happen. What could we possibly figure out? Try to get her some help this way, put her in a program. Nothing. Public defender is a public defender. He probably got tons of cases of people he trying to see, and he just trying to get through them. Like, I don't even understand why we still have like public defenders. We need to figure out another way. You know what I'm saying? Another program to where people who can't afford these high-priced attorneys have some other way to get represented in a good way. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. And like she said, she stood on what she stood on. She said, I made my bed and I had to lay in it. So it's not like she's trying to, you know what I'm saying, back down or not trying to suffer the consequences for her actions. She's standing up for that. But she's saying she's hearing charges she didn't even do, crimes she didn't even commit.
Anyway, they asked me what I had to say. You know, I didn't know what to say. I was oblivious to the law. I didn't understand. I was just somebody who was breaking the law, misguided, didn't have guidance, and just went my own way. So, you know, I'm standing there and I'm like, he was like, you got anything to say? I was like, no, sir. So I just kind of like looked down and smiled because I was real shy, you know, when I get in front of people, you know. Now, when I'm by myself getting in trouble, I ain't shy. But around people, I was very shy, and I just smiled because smiling was a way I hid my pain. Yeah, I was standing there hurting. I was broken, and I didn't want that time. But what else could I do but smile? You know, that's how I dealt with my hurt. That's how I dealt with my pain. So I just smiled, and, you know, he just hit the gavel. He gave me my gears. And when I went back to my cell, you know, I kind of started crying and everything. But I want to, and I was like, man, Lord, because one thing I want you to understand, I always had a relationship with the Lord. I don't know what it is, but God has always had his hand on me from a little girl. I always heard his voice. I didn't always obey. Did Adam and Eve always obey? No, they walked with him in the cool of the day and still obeyed his voice when he told them straight up, do not eat from the tree of good and knowledge. Not good and evil, and they did it anyway. So we don't always obey the voice of God when we hear the voice of God. So, you know, God has always talked to me as a little girl. I could tell you one time at the age of 3, my mama went to a bar and she took me with her. I can remember 3 years old standing in a bar with shorts on, tennis shoes on, and no shirt, like a little boy, no shirt. And a black man walked out, had on a black hat. He was a tall black man, had on a brown hat and driving a big truck. I remember me saying to myself, I hope this man don't get me. And I felt the hands of God go around me, shield me, and pull me over. And the man didn't see me. So that's why I want to tell y'all so y'all can understand that God been with me all my life. He been walking with me all my life. I've been touched all my life. He's anointed me all my life. And I want y'all to understand how he kept me those 27 years in prison. God walked with me. The things that some people went through, I didn't go through it because God kept his hand on me. Now, I had to go through some things because he chasing those he loved and scourges every son whom he received. He wouldn't be a good father if he didn't chasing me, you know, but God kept his hand on me. And God, when he called me out of the homosexual lifestyle, y'all, I came out and I just surrendered and I gave my life to God. So I'll be sharing those stories with you. I'll be sharing bits and pieces with you, how I did my time in the prison. I'll be sharing bits and pieces with you, what led me to prison, the crimes that I was doing and everything. So I just wanted to come on and just welcome you guys to my page. And I just want y'all to encounter an experience with God, because above all things, I love God, and we're going to talk about God, and I'm going to break down the word of God to you all, because God has given me a gift to know how to articulate the word of God. And I have this gift that I can make the word of God so basic that a child can understand it. That's a gift that God has given me, and I want to share that gift with you guys. I want to be able to come on here and preach and teach that word of God so that you would know that he's God and he's love. Amen. So I just want to come on here and share that with you guys and let you know that this is my second page.
Yo, that's a crazy, crazy story. You know what I mean? To be dealing with that at such a young age. And she's not the only one, man. It's a lot of kids, young, no guidance, no family, nobody to get them back on the straight and narrow and teach them that this isn't the right way. Come before a judge after committing these crimes and handed these 20-something years she did, bro. That's pretty much most of your life in a jail, in a prison. And man, but she came out on the other side of it, rehabilitated. Man, she need to write a book, bro. That's going to be a powerful story that hopefully gets through to other young people.
You guys know what today is? It's Christopher Columbus Day. We're out here at West Carrollton High School. It is Monday, October 9th. we're out here. But we've been told we're not allowed to be anywhere at the school, so figure it's time to finally show up at the high school.
What?
See what they try to do to me. See how my rights are respected and protected in public. We're gonna try to be real discreet about recording, just so that way they don't get spooked before I get inside.
You?
Oh yeah, I'm here to be a visitor.
Okay, come on in.
Good.
Hold on.
You're good.
Hold it now.
There we go.
Now, this is interesting for several reasons because we've all seen these different incidences happen on campuses and situations. You know what I mean? It was one just recently at Kennesaw. I don't know if y'all saw it all over the news and stuff like that. So I want to see how this one is going to play out. This one is interesting.
So here's the main office. All visitors must sign in.
Okay, I'll send you over.
What is he doing?
Are you meeting with someone?
No, I'm just here to do some public reporting.
Okay. Ready?
Hello.
Hi.
I'm here to try to obtain a visitor's pass.
Or,
Myself.
right. But what are you going to be doing?
I'm here recording all publicly accessible areas.
Well, not me, but Mr. White. Who are you with us?
Myself?
So it says, even though the request I'm making is 100% legitimate, I don't have to answer any questions pertaining to who I am. I'm not required to identify by law, nor disclose any information about myself or the nature of my filming. I explained briefly as a courtesy that I'm just there to do some public filming of only public accessible areas. This school is a public school, thus makes it public property. For those who don't know, public schools are owned by the Board of Education in your state, which is a public entity paid for by taxpayer dollars. And you're about to see how fast they don't like me or my camera for simply doing what is considered a First Amendment protected activity.
Okay, so you're not with a company that has you assigned to do this or anything?
I don't wish to disclose who I'm for. It's pretty nice in here.
I ain't gonna lie, I like how the school is a little bit hesitant about letting him just, okay, let me go get somebody for this. I like that because we've seen way too many times things happen, school incidents have happened, shootings and different things have happened, and nobody was there to protect those kids. So somebody just randomly walking up, I ain't gonna lie a little bit. I'm a little bit glad he's going through this right now. Okay, police officers.
West Carrollton Police Department.
Hello, Blake.
Hi.
How you doing? You all right? Hi,
How's it going, sir?
David White.
Nice to meet you.
Carnesville.
Nice to meet you.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to do some recording of your building if possible.
No, that's not possible.
Why is that?
Why isn't it possible?
It's a public building, right?
Well, I need a background check. I'm gonna need to know why you're filming, and we don't have releases on all the kids to be filmed.
Okay, so just the publicly accessible areas. I don't have any intentions of filming
We
any
don't have
children.
any public accessible areas.
This is a public school, correct?
Yeah, but once again, no background check. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you work for. None of those things.
That's
so it's a safety
that's
issue.
an illegal search. If you were to conduct a background check without my consent,
Well, he didn't.
I don't
I didn't say
need
I
it.
was doing one.
Well, I don't need it. Well, what I'm saying is, in order to be treated like a visitor here, I'm assuming you must sign in, like to get a visitor's pass. That's all I'm trying. Any general member of the public is able to obtain a visitor's pass here.
No.
No, why
Not
not?
even close.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? I just told you why. We need to know. Do you have a student here?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Well, it's time. We're done. Can you come with me? You can film me. So.
Where would you like me to come with you, sir?
Yeah.
I said, where would you like me to? If I don't want to step outside yet. I'd like to continue to do my filming.
Okay, the school's asked you to leave, please.
The school has not asked me to leave. He told me to come with him.
Okay, he's asked you to step outside.
Do
Would you
I?
like this gentleman to leave?
Yes, please.
You've been asked.
So do I? If I don't, because I'm on public property, right? This is public. Can you get a supervisor here?
Not right now, no.
Why not?
If you want to step outside, we can have this conversation outside.
Well, right now I feel like my rights are being kind of infringed
And
upon.
if you like to step outside, we can have this conversation outside. I will call a supervisor, we'll do everything you want when we're outside.
But this is public property right
Do you
here.
understand what I'm saying?
I disagree with what you're saying.
That's fine.
How do y'all feel about this one, man? Normally, I'm for these First Amendment situations and stuff like that because I felt like the officers need to know. He kind of threw me for a loop with this one, so I'm kind of on the fence because, you know what I mean? My heart has been broken seeing all these kids go through what they've gone through over the past several years in different incidences and situations. You know, so a random guy just walking up, I like tense up because my mind goes back to those incidences. So, and I get what he's doing, and technically, if you want to be, he has the right to be doing what he's doing. So it's kind of like I don't know.
You can disagree, but I need you to step outside.
So are you giving me a lawful order?
I'm asking you to step outside.
Well, I need to know if you're giving me a lawful order or not to step
Yes,
outside.
I'm giving you a lawful order.
And
to
if I
step outside.
do not, I will be placed under arrest. I'm just
William
I
10, William 5.
I just want to ask.
I'm just asking you to step outside. We'll have this conversation on outside.
Well, if there's no threat of arrest
I'm
or
going to need you
anything,
at the school.
if there's no threat,
I need you to step outside.
I don't think that this is voluntary.
Okay, that's fine. Step outside.
So I'm being against my will removed from the school.
Now, you pointed and stepped outside. I have a second. You want us to record inside the school?
Inside the.
Well, you come outside. We're outside. We'll do that.
I'm willing to comply. I don't think that I'm unwilling to comply. I just think that I want to make sure you guys are going about it the right way, the constitutionally protected way. And if you have no legal authority to tell me to step outside,
Okay, I have my supervisor on the way, just as you asked.
well, what I'm kind of curious of is it says all visitors must sign in. Okay, so and it says please press button for entry. And that's what I did, and they let me in. And when I told them that I just wanted to do some recording, then I'm being treated like I'm no longer a visitor. There have been rulings on higher circuit Supreme Courts that support what I'm doing, and this is a public school. I looked it up before I came. It's owned by the Ohio Board of Education, paid for by Ohio taxpayer dollars. So I pay for this school to operate. I'm a general member of the public. It's normal hours of operation. All I'm requesting to do is gain entry into the school like anybody else is allowed. It's stated on the door that the visitors can sign in.
So maybe what they should have done is escorted him, had an officer escort him around to the areas that he wanted to film. That way he'd have been allowed to, you know what I mean, do what he needed to do and film and then leave. And then you're also at the same time protecting the kiddos maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw things out that could have possibly worked in this situation.
So as a visitor, I'm not understanding why I'm being treated any differently than any general member of the public. Could you elaborate on that?
You asked for a supervisor. My supervisor's on the way.
Well, I think he's more than able to elaborate on that.
No.
You're not going to?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I'm all puzzled.
You asked for my supervisor. My supervisor's on
Well, why was I asked to come outside?
Because I'm not sure what your intentions are inside this.
I have no nefarious or ill intentions. I'm here conducting official business. It's a constitutionally protected activity, what I'm doing.
I understand what you're saying.
So you understand what I'm doing is peaceful, and it's a constant.
I said I understand what you're saying.
But I just said I have no nefarious or ill intent. So if you understand that, then you understand what I'm doing is peaceful.
No, I understand what you're saying. Those are two different things. What you're doing and what you're saying are two different things.
So you think
I understand
I'm?
what you're saying.
Do you think I'm not acting as what I'm saying? That I'm going out of my line of phrasing or something?
No, what I'm saying is you asked for a supervisor. My supervisor's on the way.
Because you tried to remove me from the building.
I asked you to leave, yes.
She looking like, I ain't signed up for this. Man, this is probably like a Friday. I'm one day away from the weekend. She is looking like, oh, why did I work today? Maybe she filled in for somebody else who took the day off.
But you have no authority to do that if I've not committed the crime, or if there's no reasonable, articulable suspicion that I have or will be committing a crime.
Okay.
You guys understand that, right? That if I'm in here and it's a public building, it's a public entity, owned for by the Ohio Board of Education, and I'm in here, unless if I break a law or do something to where you guys suspect me of breaking a law, or if I'm already in violation of breaking a law, you guys can't just ask me to leave.
Again, I understand what you're saying. You asked for my supervisor.
But you took an oath to the Constitution to uphold and protect that. And
You
you're,
asked for a supervisor. He's on the way.
that doesn't mean you're not supposed to answer my questions until he gets here.
You asked for a supervisor. He's on the way.
How long is it going to be?
I don't know.
You do an ETA for me.
He's pulling up right now.
She said he's pulling up right now.
This dude here, man.
Hope he is. I was just at the other school and I called before I came, spoke to the superintendent. She told me that I would be allowed in the lobby. Here they are.
That's my supervisor.
Good.
Yeah, I think they
What
should have
button do you work
escorted him.
West Carrollton, just like you announced when I was saying.
Well, I mean, do you have like a substation or something?
I work for the city of West Carrollton Police Department.
Figured it. Did you give me your badge number already?
No, I didn't.
Can I get your badge number? You gonna give me that?
Yeah. I'll give you my badge number, my name, a business card, the whole bit. But right now,
But I'm
you know,
asking
let my
I'm asking you to
supervisor
identify right now.
know. I will get it to you in just a minute. My name's Bobby. I work for the city of West Carrollton Police Department.
What's your badge number?
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That's not.
How's it going? Are you her supervising officer? I've asked her to identify her badge number, and she said it does not matter. I'm asking for her badge number.
I told him that I'd write it down and give it to him on a card. I gave him my name, told him the department.
What's your name and badge number, man?
Sergeant Flynn, 2047.
2047. Do you see how he identified? So what if I was blind and I couldn't read that? I don't answer questions.
Okay, what are we doing on the school grounds?
It's public property.
Not for you, it's not.
Oh yes, it is.
What?
It's public property. It definitely is. So are you?
He was reporting inside. He was in the lobby. Then he was inside the main office. He won't say anything other than.
It says visitors must sign in, which I'm trying to do so.
Anything other than he wants to report, obviously we won't have releases from the kids that are in our office to be reported.
I just like to record the publicly accessible areas.
He's already reported. So he was asked to leave. He wanted to argue about it. Said that he has a constitutional right to be here.
I just want to make sure you can't forcefully remove me without So like say for instance, if I'm in a public place and it's not now if it's a private you know what I mean? Say, for instance, we're at my house and I tell somebody to leave that property. I want to trespass them. I don't have to have a reason for doing so. I can trespass whoever I want. But on public property, it doesn't work that way. This is owned by the Ohio Board of Education, which is a public entity paid for by taxpayer dollars. I pay for the school to operate. So I should be treated as a general member of the public when I come to the school. I pressed the button. They allowed me entry beyond their secured door. I told them what my intentions were. I was wanting to come in as a visitor. They let me come in. Once I got to the office, that's when they gave me a problem about that I'm performing a constitutionally protected activity underneath the First Amendment. There is nothing nefarious or ill about what I'm doing. I have no ill intentions. I've made that well aware to these officers. And I told them, I said, I don't think you guys have the authority to tell me to leave. If I've not broken a law, if you don't have reasonable or articulable suspicion that I'm about to commit a crime or already have committed a crime, you can't ask me to leave public property for doing nothing at all.
Here's the thing, though. You're confusing places you're allowed to be with where you're not allowed to be.
No, I'm not.
You're within the school safety zone right now.
A school a school safety zone?
You're on school property right now.
I know I'm on school property. This is public property, owned by the Ohio Board of Education, which is a public entity, paid for by taxpayer dollars.
What's the end goal here? There, you're just trying to see how.
Do you know what a First Amendment audit is?
I'm well aware.
Okay, so it's a perfect stress test for what you guys are doing right now. That if you want a good elaboration on it, it's to see if you're going to violate my rights as a human being.
Right.
So are you going to tell me that I'm not allowed in this school? Because if you tell me I'm...
Oh my gosh, this is it. Oh, I thought the supervisor was gonna come here and be like, you know what? You're right. But he came out and was like, no, you can't be here. So now I'm like, whoa, this not gonna end well, I don't think, you know what I mean? Like I said, I think the best course of action would have been to escort him around. Now it's two of y'all here. So the lady can go back and be, paying attention to what's going on around the school, protecting the kiddos. The supervisor escort this dude around. And whenever he's ready to leave, write the report, he's gone. Cool, this is what happened. And let him go about his business. But the fact that they're now, forbidding him and telling him he's in a something zone that supervisor said, I think this is not going to end well for them now.
I'm not allowed in this school, then that's where I start to have a problem. I do. I'm conducting official business protected underneath the First Amendment.
He said the level of stupidity you're about to witness is unreal. Sad, honestly, my rights are about to be treated for being a peaceful guy with a camera.
Yeah. Go ahead and educate your officers.
I'm pretty sure by now, departments should be training for this type of stuff, man. That's why when he said, I'm a First Amendment auditor, the supervisor was like, yeah.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, absolutely not.
So you don't suspect me of committing a crime or anything?
You're not being detained. You're free to leave if you'd like.
No, am I free to go back in the school as a visitor?
No, not right now.
Why not? Am I not a general member of the public?
You're not going to school.
Why?
You're not.
Why? And what happens if I do? Are you going to arrest me?
You have no legitimate business.
I do. I'm conducting official business.
You don't have a child that goes to school.
It's a First Amendment protected activity. And if you don't accept that as a legitimate answer,
You've been asked by Mr. White to leave the property.
you can't ask somebody to leave. You can't trespass me. You can't ask me to leave for doing nothing. I've done nothing illegal. Arrest me.
You work on the school property. You've been asked to leave.
You can't do that. You can't do that. I'd go ahead and get your supervisor here.
I'm all you're going to get. I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to make this into something bigger than it needs to be.
I already have something bigger than what it needs to be at a different department. If you guys know who I am or you have any education about what I'm doing, I would suggest you look into what I'm already on the news, man. This is what I do. This is what I do.
Would you like to identify yourself?
Nope. I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
In this situation that you're creating here yourself.
I didn't create nothing. You guys showed up. I didn't call you. I'm trying to be a visitor. Why am I not allowed to be treated as a visitor of this school? Answer me that. Why am I not allowed to be treated as a visitor of the school?
Oh, this is getting bad. You can feel the tension.
What I'd love right now is an unlawful criminal trespass. I'd love for you guys to do that to me.
He said he literally calling it as it's about to happen. Like you could feel like something's wrong. Like the supervisor seems to be like not necessarily clueless, but he just doesn't know what to do right now. He's pacing back and forth with the other officer lady, and he just seems unsure of himself.
Because I didn't do anything wrong. I've been more than professional. I shook your hand. You know what I mean? And if what's required of me, if what they require of me, like a visitor to sign in as my first and last name, I'll give them that. I'll provide that for you.
You said, what was your first and last name?
I'm not going to give you that. I said if that's what's if they're going to allow me entry and that's required, if that's what they're saying, even though policy does not trump law, I have no requirement to give them my name. That's actually a violation of my Fourth Amendment right.
So, other than you doing a First Amendment audit, you have no legitimate business here at the City of West Carrollton Schools, a high school. You don't have a student here. You don't go to school here.
I do have a legitimate business here, and I don't wish to disclose what that is past this point.
So you've been asked by the principal to leave, and also by the school resource officer. You're on the school property right now. If you want to continue to do this, you can do so from the sidewalk over there. Okay? But you've been asked to leave, and you need to leave.
And if I don't leave, you're going to do what?
You need to walk over the sidewalk.
Say it. If I don't leave, what are you going to do?
refusing to leave the school property?
I want you to give me...
I'm letting you know that the school, inside the school, right here...
You can't... right here, this is public property. This is... Without me committing a crime, if you give me a lawful order to leave this, you're going to open up room for litigation.
You continue to say you are now criminally trespassing.
No, I'm not.
I've asked you to leave.
No, I'm not.
And now you're criminally trespassing. You've been asked by Mr. White to leave and by Officer Flower.
Oh.
You've extended any First Amendment audit that you have now because you're being asked.
Fam.
I'm allowed to be here conducting
Are they about to do
you
it?
guys doing any sort of official business. Under Glick versus Cunniffe, the ACLU versus the city of Alvarez.
So just to clarify, you're willing to pursue charges for criminal trespass?
Yes.
Okay.
I need you to leave the property.
It's your last chance to leave. You're going to be placed under arrest.
Okay, all right,
They're
I'll
about
leave
to
under
do
threat
it.
of arrest.
Okay. And actually, I do need to identify you now because you stayed too long. So what is your name and date of birth?
Now, can we get off the property so that way, that's what you wanted of me, right?
I have to identify you because I have to criminally trespass you.
So
now.
do you want me to...
When I asked you to leave and you didn't leave, that's when you criminally trespass because you stayed too long. So now I need your name and date of birth to identify you.
And if I refuse to give you that?
You'll be arrested for failure to identify. Or I can give you a criminal trespass notice and you can leave. But I have to identify you now. You've passed the point of your First Amendment audit.
How so?
Okay. I need your name and date of birth and you'll be placed under arrest.
Okay, under threat of arrest, I'll give you my name and date of birth.
Okay. What is that?
William Taylor. What's your...
Just stop.
Oh, your qualified immunity is about to go right the out the door, buddy.
Mr. Taylor, what is your date of birth?
11/15/97. Tyrant. Under threat of...
Do you want to get your property to take with you?
Oh, I'd love that.
Okay, that'd be great.
Do you know your social security?
Yes, I do. 289. What happens if I don't provide my social? You didn't say I had to do that. Like, is that under threat of arrest?
I just asked you.
So if I don't have to provide my social, I wish not to do that because that's not...
We're okay.
I don't
Break
have-
for one by name and date of birth. You said William Taylor,
Yeah,
both common spelling.
however you want to spell it.
First name's William, last name Taylor, both are common spelling. November 15th of 1997.
So are we, because I mean, you've already threatened arrest and I'm still here. I don't know.
I have to read you a criminal trespass notice now. So we're gonna walk back over to my car. I'm gonna read you a criminal trespass notice that says if you do come back in the future, you will be arrested immediately. Okay? So let's walk back over to my car and I'll read that to you.
This officer's stupid, man. So where am I trespass from? Just right here, because I'm getting ready to walk over to the elementary next.
If you'd like to get the superintendent involved, you can be trespassed from all city schools, and you can get yourself arrested for even showing up.
I'm just letting you know.
Did he say he was going to the elementary next? Yo, this dude here is crazy.
I wish you would arrest me.
So stand right here. You are not free to leave right now. You are detained until I finish this. Okay?
Right now I'm detained.
Correct.
So unlawful detainment. That's exactly what this is.
If we do want to get the superintendent involved, so
She's actually calling me right
we can just
now.
nip this in the bud. So if he goes to any other school, we can.
You guys are violating my rights. Do you have a chief or a captain available?
All of them.
I'm the supervisor on duty right now.
Yeah, but I'm asking for your higher up.
They're not working right now. Of course there's a chief.
So could you get your captain on it?
Nobody's gonna come here.
She said also progress.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, are you still at 1118 Ohio Avenue, Monroe, Ohio?
I don't answer questions.
All right. That's 118 Ohio Avenue, Monroe, Ohio. Did you drive here today?
I don't answer questions.
I'm gonna read this to you. Your actions or behavior resulted in management in the West Carrollton Police Department demanding your immediate departure. Now listen to this carefully. All West Carrollton schools and property. So you can't walk across that parking lot. You can't go down to that elementary school. You've already made it pretty clear that you're aware of what schools are West Carrollton schools. If you have any question, I would request that you ask us before you
So
step
do I
on
have a
property.
court? Do I have a court date for this?
Listen, I'm gonna read this to you real quick. Okay.
It's a pretty simple question. Yes or no?
You will be considered a criminal trespasser under Ohio Criminal Code 291121 and West Carrollton Ordinance 13306.
I know
You
the
fail to
ordinance.
depart at once, or you enter into, or upon the above list of offenses in the future. Such action shall be considered prima facie evidence of criminal trespass. I'd offer you to sign this, but you probably don't want to, correct?
I don't want to.
Okay. You've got it on recording, we've got it on recording, so you've been read this. Do you understand this is not just for the high school? You cannot walk on any West Carrollton City School property and be arrested for criminal trespass. Do you understand that?
Arrested for criminal trespass. If I walk on the property peacefully when I've committed no crime.
You've stayed
What crime has been committed?
Right now you're continuing to be on the property, so
What crime is
you're
that?
no longer detained for criminal trespass. You've been asked to leave.
You can't charge somebody with criminal trespass without a crime being committed.
You've been asked to leave. So don't go to that elementary.
Asking somebody to leave is not against the. That's me not leaving after somebody asked me to is not against the law.
Listen, this conversation's over as far as I'm concerned. You are free to leave. Go down the sidewalk if you'd like. Do not.
I want to go ahead because I don't care what the you're saying. You said I'm free to leave. I'm going to go ahead and walk away from you because I don't respect you at all. You have no authority at all. You're like a peasant to me. In all honesty, I could give a less what you're saying.
I understand.
Have a good day.
Stay off the schools on that.
Yo, even though these First Amendment auditors, what they're doing is exposing, you know what I mean, law enforcement not understanding the laws, the rights, different things like that. This is, you gotta be a bold joker to do this, you know what I mean? Just to do what they do. So salute to them, you know, the ones that are doing it the right way and exposing this stuff. Salute to them, bro. But I need to know how y'all feel about this one, you know, because I started off with the way I am based upon the protection of the kiddos, bro. Somebody walking up randomly, I like to see the police meet them head on. So I was kind of, you know, back and forth, wishy-washy in the beginning, but as it progressed on, I kind of saw the flaws in the police department. So y'all get at me in the comment section and let me know what you thought of this video, man, and stick around and stay tuned. Till next one, I'm gone.